Who am I speaking with?
Hi, I'm M. Hall.
And Em, you used to work for the USO, and as I understand, you did something with their internal communications. Explain what you did.
Yes, so those rumors are true. I did work for the USO. There are over 65 centers around the world, and the challenge initially was thinking about social media in a way that would be relevant for all of the audiences all over the world. And so the first step that I did on the path to social media was to take the old-fashioned internal newsletter. Entries were submitted from all of the centers, typed up by a great employee at the home office, and then distributed via email. Printed out, it would have been somewhere around 30 pages. And so the first thing that I did was convert that newsletter into an internal blog. And while I started by giving some examples, curating the content myself, the goal was to get the centers, the center managers themselves and their employees to contribute content directly to that internal blog.
All right, so actually that sounds pretty cool. So turn a 30-page newsletter into a blog. So how did, I guess, engagement increase, viewership, things like that? What did you learn, and what did you learn in terms of, making that conversion? What did it take?
Absolutely. So it was a very labor-intensive process at first. It was a lot of one-on-one phone calls and conversations. We used WordPress as our platform. I also did some basic WordPress tutorials and a couple of one-pagers that were, here are tips on how to write for a blog, and things as simple as uploading video and photos and how to do that. The results were astounding. We had folks who had never talked to us before, had never even submitted to the email newsletter, were suddenly posting videos to the internal blog. They were writing first-person essays. They were sharing amazing stories that, and this is where it got really great, that we could turn around and use for external communications, for our PSA campaign, for our fundraising campaigns and email newsletters. We were getting content that we'd never seen before, and I think folks really appreciated the ability to get instantaneous feedback and to know that the leadership at home office especially was paying attention to what they were doing and posting about.
Say I'm an old, tired organization that has been doing some communications, but like the USO used to do, only in a newsletter. What advice would you give to me to make that conversion that you made? Give me sort of a 2 or 3 steps to do.
Sure. Well, first I would make sure that you have the technological capacities, or that somebody on your staff does, to think in a new way. So if it's a blog, or if it's a SharePoint site, or if it's using Yammer as an internal communications tool, make sure that you have somebody who is comfortable doing that, who can sort of spearhead the project. Next, I would identify what types of content do you have already. For us, it was great stories and photos from the field, and that's what we'd been asking for the newsletter. So a blog was the perfect format to display that type of information. And finally, make sure that folks who will be the regular contributors know that leadership is paying attention, which means that you need to let leadership know about it and make sure that they're checking in on those sites. Even if they're not, email them what's being posted to the blog so that they stay engaged. I think giving folks recognition internally is sometimes more important than all the accolades that they could get outside of the organization.
Could not agree more. Thank you so much for your time, Emmett.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.